go, ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your me to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News. 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 News.
Tonight, sex, politics, murder, and rocks. And that's plural. I think there's at least two in that particular story. Yeah. Also, breast milk. Yeah, I don't know that that involves anything sexual. The details are scant, but it's there. As far as the sex stories themselves, oh yeah, it's all perversion. Yeah, it's all it is. But anyway, I'll get to it. And Hollywood stories too. Can you guess which genre that'll be under? Anyway, there we go. But first, as per usual, I must do a quick technical thing to make sure that the audio is actually working. Oh boy. Let's see here. Is it going to let me do this? Yeah. All right. There it is. It's working. Oh, well, I guess I can let that play anyway. All right. There we go. So I've got everything set up in my super tip layer. See, I actually figured that part out. And so that's how we'll be doing that in going forward. And I got all my artwork done, and I got all my tabs ready to go. So everything should be smooth. Yeah. Should be. No guarantee. None at all. So Okay, apparently I can't do it through the super tip layer. Yes, Tess, I'm seeing it now. I can't see it while I'm reading the article, so of course I didn't see it. And now the okay, I got to start all over. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it the way I intended. Let me see. Layers. I got to, oh, Jesus. Where are my, good Lord, it's not even listed here. Man. No, that's background. So it would be under overlay. Oh man, this is going to be a bitch to deal with. All right. Show does no, not gonna work. Oh, jeez. Oh, oh God, this is ridiculous. Holy crap. Yeah, I know. You can hear me now. Okay, Pat. Yeah, I'll come over when I can, but let's do it at my show. All the stories and everything, but then what do I get? You see, this is where he stands in this layer. I'm unable to move him, all that stuff. It was all perfect. It's all set up perfect on that other layer, but you can't do the audio there. Damn it. Well, I can put him in EV Mux. I mean, OBS. I guess I can do that. Oh, all this work. His name is Nestor. Hey, Nestor. Little did I know you would be this goddamn much trouble. Where's this idiot? There he is. Holy crap. Jeez Louise. Why, oh, why do I get punished like this? Oh, look, there he is right in front of me. Good God. Yeah, you don't need that anymore. Oh, hold the rage. Hold the rage. Well, it's still funny, isn't it? Come over here, say it to my face. Audio is way more retarded than it should. Yeah, my whole hookup broke. And so the mic is like, it's right in front of me. So I don't know. Let me listen to it on the other end here. Well, I don't know. It sounds all right. I guess you meant just it's retarded all the way around. That's true. Come over here, say it to my face. Say it to my, oh wait. Say it to my face. You see, Nestor's in the way. All right, I guess I'll go do this story at Pat's show. I don't know. Technically, you can clip the intro part. It got muted the second you started showing this. Yes. Yeah, because it's two different layers. There's one where the super tip, the super tip works in this other layer. So, okay. And there's the whole setup there. So I can do the whole show in that layer. However, I guess there's another step to make the audio go through it. I don't know. again, I don't know. I guess the only way would to be maybe if I eliminated OBS altogether and did it that way. I'll have to test that, but god damn it, time's running out. I don't have time to sit around and fart around with all that. So you see the deal. All right. Nestor, go away. You're supposed to go away. Why? Oh, it's an OBS, stupid. There. Oh, geez. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh. So, loved you, W. Good. Thanks, Tass. Time is the enemy of us all. It sure is. It sure is. I wonder what would happen if I just went over and put the link in from Pat's show while I'm sitting here babbling on his show as well. Let's see if it can be simultaneously done. Won't that be fun? I bet it will be. I bet it will be. Of course, I'll be babbling while he's talking about whatever the hell he's doing. And that'll be annoying. It sure will be. But no, I will not share this tab. Let's see what happens. I wonder if he'll say, you're in use elsewhere. We can't do it. We're confused. The thing spins round and round, round and round, round and round, round and round, round and round. Look, there's only so many ways I can say that. It's still not letting me in. Will I have to turn off the thing? I don't know. I probably do. I probably gotta. Time is just as gay as audio. Time is gay? All this time. We didn't. Yeah, all this time. We didn't know. All right. Let's see what happens. See if it'll work. It's saying my mic's muted now. I don't know. It's not. Let's see what happens. I'm being quiet for Pat's show. At capacity on nerds. All right, I'm over at Pat's show. Go watch that. He's talking in my ear. I will play one of my news stories. You can watch that if you want to stay over here. When I'm done with Pat, I'll come back over here and we'll start the show over. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. I don't have any news. Crap. Oh, here's me reading a comic book for an hour. So that's something. Enjoy. No, I'm still here. I had to go. My show is ongoing as we're speaking. Yeah. Yes. I just started playing a tape of me reading a comic book. So that'll have to keep until I go back. Yes.
Hello,
Hey,
boy.
Bob.
It's time now for Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. And now for some romance.
Yeah, here we are with a comic book called Love at First Sight.
Yes, it does happen on occasion, you know. Well, we'll have stories with titles the likes of I Lied to Keep Him. Oh, come on. How many times does that happen? Warned against it. Oh, boy, didn't everybody warn you? Yes, they did. And now they can all say, I told you so. Yeah. So those two and other exciting romances, probably featuring this lovely lady. Doesn't she look sweet? But wait. Is there something behind those eyes? Well, we'll find out, won't we? So, look, but first, oh man, look at all these great romance comics you can get. They're fascinating, exciting, different. From Ace Love Comics, they're the best in romance. Buy all 8 at your newsstand. So let's see, we have Real Life Secrets. None of that fake stuff. What's the point of learning fake secrets? You're going to want the real ones. Then there's Real Love. Screw fake love, and yeah, they're screwing there, but nevertheless, get some real love. All romances. Huh. Like all of them? Glamorous romances. You know, people who have a better life than yours. All love. Wow. All of it. Man, all you need are these comics. You get it all. Revealing romances. It's probably a little naughty. Love at first sight, of course. Love experiences. Well, wouldn't that be encapsulated by all of it? Well, whatever. You have 8 choices from your friends at Ace Comics. Oh, yeah. Well, let's get this started. Warned Against Her. Oh, yeah, by Sam Cooper, I guess. Anyway.
Julie, darling, I can hardly wait to tell Cynthia we're engaged. I'm sure she'll love you at first sight just as I did.
They're going to be a throuple?
When I fell in love with Tony Blake, there was nothing to warn me that I'd have a rival in his sister-in-law, Cynthia. It was my first experience with a woman.
Go on.
Who wanted 2 men in her life. Her devoted husband
and her husband's younger brother. Uh-oh.
A week later, Tony and I took the bus to Bayou City where I met Cynthia and her husband, Ken. Cynthia gave an engagement dinner for us at Bayou City's best nightclub. Julie, you must come to Bayou City to visit us after your graduation. We want to get really acquainted with the girl Tony intends to marry. Why, I'd love to. Them, I guess. Them, something. Before our wedding. Perhaps Tony can go north with me and meet my folks. Oh, Tony, I left my evening big at home. It has all my makeup in it. And Julie doesn't use the same shade, so I can't borrow hers. Would you mind terribly, darling, running over to the house and getting it? Well, of course not, Cynthia. I'll be back in a minute, Julie. Oh, Julie's already pissed, you say. The meow meow has begun. It frightened me to see Tony trot off obediently at Cynthia's command. She gave me an oddly triumphant glance. Oh, yeah, she's marking her territory, you know. Oh, don't be upset, Julie. I'm always forgetting things. Tony spoils me by running and getting them for me. Tony's lived with us since we got married 10 years ago. We're just one happy family. I'll bet. There was an odd note in Ken's voice, and he looked almost sorry for me. Then a friend from another table came over and asked Cynthia to dance. It's awfully nice of you and Cynthia to ask me to visit you after graduation, Ken. Let's go outside. I've got to talk to you, Julie. I wonder if Cynthia will break up this romance the way she's done with all the others.
Outside, the moon shone down on the bayou, choked with what? Oh, blossoming water lilies. To my astonishment, Ken warned me against Cynthia.
See those pretty flowers, Julie? They're mighty sweet looking, but they choke the waterways. They can kill you, too, if you fall in. The roots catch you. You can't get free. Cynthia is like that, Julie. My wife, Cynthia.
What?
I said my wife, Cynthia. Julie, I know you're the right girl for Tony. I warn you. Cynthia will do everything to separate you two. But don't let her do it, Julie. I love my wife. Why, I'll never know. But she doesn't fool me for an instant. Except you've stayed with her for 10 years.
Well, anyway, when we went back to our table, my heart was thudding with fear.
Oh, hello, Julie. I just asked Tony if he doesn't think you and he are rushing into marriage.
It's always best to wait a while. I think, to be sure. Tony and I belong together, Cynthia.
Well, we'll see about that. I still worried about Cynthia when Tony and I were back at college. I know you loved Cynthia when you met her. Oh, I knew you'd love Cynthia when you met her. Wasn't it swell of them to give us the engagement dinner? Sin's a peach.
Ken's nice, too. I like him. I really do. Since you've been promised a good job after graduation, why can't we have a home of our own in Bayou City after we're married?
No, darling. Ken and Cynthia expect us to live with them. Besides, I don't think there's a house available in Bayou City.
What about a trailer house? An apartment? Cynthia and Ken came to our graduation, and immediately Cynthia started making me uneasy about the future.
Julie, you look a little tired. I hope you haven't been studying too hard. Maybe it would be better to wait a month or so and have a lovely autumn wedding.
The quiet wedding we're planning won't be any strain, Cynthia.
Graduation day is sort of a final, isn't it? Almost like a wedding day. By the way, Tony, I heard a wonderful job open to a college grad with just your qualifications. It's in South America, but no married men need apply.
What is it, Cynthia?
What is it, Cynthia? I might be interested, except for no married men clause.
I knew Cynthia was trying to sell Tony the idea that marriage would hold him back. I knew, too, that when he'd broken with me, the job would suddenly fall through. Because Cynthia was never going to give Tony up. If you want to put off our wedding for a while and take that job, Tony, it's all right with me.
Well, it isn't all right with me, Angel. You and I are getting married just 2 weeks from today.
The next day, Tony and I took the bus to Bayou City. I hated to go.
You poor dears. How tired you both look. Julie, you should have let our friends the Drakes drive you down instead of coming on that old pokey bus. Afraid my little Julie can be a bit stubborn at times. She insisted on taking the bus.
From then on, Cynthia succeeded in putting me in the wrong and keeping me and Tony apart. It reached a climax the night I wanted to go out and look at the moon with Tony.
You're very young and inexperienced, Julie. But even you should realize that when Tony's boss is coming over to talk business, it's stupid to suggest billing and cooing under the moon.
Sorry, I didn't know Mr. Corner was coming over this evening. Mr. Carter brought his beautiful 17-year-old daughter, Aileen, or whatever the hell, along with him. Aileen made a big play for Tony, and I played right into Cynthia's hands by showing my jealousy.
Darling, I'd be the last person to criticize anybody Tony likes, but are you sure You and Tony are well suited. He isn't the type of man who'll stand for jealousy in a woman. He was quite annoyed with you tonight, I'm afraid. Well, gee, they cut out the best part. Anyway. I was annoyed with him, too. But don't you worry about us, Cynthia. It's sweet of you to be so concerned, but we can work out our own problems. One afternoon, when Cynthia wanted me to do an errand in Bayou City, she asked a neighbor, Pierre Bossart, to drive me there and back.
What are you doing here, Pierre?
What are you doing here, Pierre? I thought after the last run-in we had, you'd had sense enough to stay away.
Tony! It's all right, Julie. Tony's always been jealous of me. Once I took a girl away from him. All right, Tony, I'm going.
What a contemptible way for you to act, Tony. Pierre was a perfect gentleman, and it was your precious Cynthia who invited him here and made him drive me to town on an errand for her. Pierre is a bad lot. Don't you dare have anything more to do with him. And don't blame poor Cynthia for all the wrong things you do. It isn't fair. Not fair? Why, Tony, we're fighting. And about nothing. Because I don't even like that dressed-up dummy Pierre. You're right, Julie. We mustn't quarrel. I love you so much that fighting with you tears me to pieces.
Grab. The hands go slowly down to the buttocks.
But in the next day, Cynthia managed to provoke other quarrels between Tony and me. You poor little fiancée is bored with Bayou City. I'm sorry for her. It's different with me. I can be happy anywhere, provided, of course, you and Ken are with me. Do you think Julie is really bored here? You don't think she's getting tired of me, do you? I wish you wouldn't worry about me so much, Cynthia. As a matter of fact, I'm not a bit bored with Bayou City. No, I like it here. And I'm very busy looking for a house for Tony and me. We simply can't impose on you and Ken by living with you. Looking for a house, Julie? Why, we're very comfortable here. I don't want to live anywhere else. It's time you grew up, Tony, and found out you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you marry me, we'll have to have a place of our own. I shouldn't have flared up like that. But I was furious at myself and Tony for not seeing the score. Julie doesn't want to... excuse me. Oh, Julie doesn't want to stay here with us, Tony. I can't see why not. I've tried so hard to make her welcome. After lunch... Can't you understand, Julie? Cynthia's always been swell to me. I owe her a lot. I can't bear to see her hurt. What about my hurt, Tony? What about me? The quarrel went on and on. Cynthia had managed to put me in the wrong all the way. Cynthia said all along you didn't like her. I thought she was wrong. Why can't you see how swell she is? Look how pretty she is. Look at those tits. Oh, my God, that ass. Oh, everybody else does. I won't give up tamely, Tony. I love you too much. That afternoon, when Ken arrived home from a short business trip, he took me out on the banks of the lily-choked bayou. I can see things haven't been going so well for you, dearly. Watch out. I warned you Cynthia's out to separate you and Tony. I wish I knew what to do. Ken, I love Tony like my very life. Later at the dinner table. Oh, Tony, I've forgotten my handkerchief. It's upstairs on the bureau. Do you mind getting it for me? Not a bit, Cynthia. Huh? Brr. I must bring in the dessert. It's Tony's favorite. Ken, will you help me with the coffee? Oh, that phone. Will you answer, Julie? That's how Cynthia arranged things, so I would answer the phone. Pierre Bossart, the man Tony didn't like,
was on the wire. What voice did I hear? Hello, beautiful. I hear you're looking for a house. I found one for you. Oh, how wonderful. Where is it? It's mine. Pierre said the house deal must be kept quiet, or someone else would grab the place. He told me he'd take me to see it right away, but that it would be best if I sneaked out and said nothing to anybody about it until I decided whether or not I wanted it. No dessert or coffee for me, please. I have a headache. Again? Yes, I'm going upstairs to lie down. Oh, I'm afraid Julie isn't very strong. Hey, you didn't tell me, Tony. You didn't tell me, Tony, you were coming with me. Oh, you didn't tell Tony you were coming with me, did you? No. Good, yeah. I guess I was pretty dumb, yes. But I was too keyed up and nervous to think straight. Straight? He's a man. It's fine. Anyway, this is the old Andre place. It looks sort of a tumble down now, but you could fix it up nicely inside. Let's look it over. I have a flashlight. It looks spooky. Suddenly I realized how silly I'd been to come to this out-of-the-way place with a flirt like Pierre. When I refused to go into the house, Pierre caught me in his arms. Who cares about houses when there's a beautiful girl to kiss? Let me go. Then Cynthia and Tony drove up. I might have known. Julie! Don't blame poor little Julie. I was so bored she flirted a bit with me. I mean, she was so bored. Yeah, shit, I messed that up. Oh, well. Then and there, Tony waded into Pierre and gave him the beating of his life. Get up so I can hit you again. Stop. Cynthia, make him stop. You put me up to doing this so Tony would hate Julie. He's killing me. Don't look at me that way, Tony. Surely you aren't going to believe a liar like Pierre? Why should I do such a thing? I'll tell you why. So you could end things between Tony and me. You didn't want him to get away from you. You had two men, an older, indulgent husband and a young slave. You wanted it to go on that way. You're right, Julie. She's made me, do things. But I see it all now. Oh, I've been such a fool. I was blind about Cynthia, Julie, but my eyes are open at last. It's you and I. From now on, dear. Oh, Tony. Tony and I are married now and very happy. We live in the old Andre place, and we're having fun turning the old wreck into a home. We see Ken and Cynthia occasionally, but she's very cold to us both. She doesn't exist so far as Tony is concerned. He's free of her clinging spell at last. Too bad about Ken, though, huh? Yeah, that's too bad. Oh, well. And now for our next glamorous romantic tale. In debt to each other.
How dreadful! He's going to jump! I've got to stop him! But how can I?
I don't know. Cow winter? Okay.
I tried not to let him see how terrified I was. If I could get him interested in what I was saying, perhaps he wouldn't jump. Hi there. What's the idea? If you slip, it's a long way down. You'll get terribly mussed up.
Oh, well, I didn't know anyone to be around. I didn't know anyone was around to be startled. I thought most people who lived here would be at work or busy in their apartments. Hint, hint.
I'd be at work if I could find a job. I'm not bothering to do any housework because I can't pay my rent, and they've told me to move this window box.
They told me to move.
This window box is about all I own. I was digging in it and trying to figure out what to do about my troubles. If I scream for help, I was afraid he'd jump right before my eyes. If only I could persuade him to change his mind.
Well, it's a very pretty window box. I've noticed it.
If I could only keep him there until somebody else sees him and notifies the police. Wouldn't you like to come over and have a cup of tea with me? We could talk over our troubles. I'll bet I have more than you have.
That's what you think. Now I'm out here. I'm not so sure I can get back. Whoops. You'd be surprised at the thoughts that come to a man when he stands on the verge of nothing.
I'd like to hear them. But if you jump, I never will. Please don't jump. You can make it back if you try. I'll guide you. About 6 inches to your right. The ledge gets much wider. Work your way over. Inch by inch, I encouraged him. My hands were clammy, and I felt as if I would faint any minute. When he finally made it, I did.
Hey there, what's the matter?
I didn't hear his knock on the door, but when I regained consciousness, he was with me.
I'm sorry I frightened you so badly. Forgive me.
I remembered the time I had felt life wasn't worth living. That awful day when Eric told me he wanted to break our engagement. But even then, suicide never entered my mind. Oh, how could you, you coward? No matter how bad things are, no one has any business doing a thing like that. To deliberately try to kill yourself. Oh, it's horrible.
Well, I didn't. Calm down. So you thought I intended to jump? You're sweet, and you're brave and gallant and a fighter, too. A man could go for a girl like you, yeah.
Suddenly he kissed me on my angry mouth. Then he kissed me again. Elsewhere, leaving me weak and trembling and furious. Oh, how dare you, what kind of a person are you anyway? I think you're crazy.
I'm Rory Page, and I'm a psychology professor.
I didn't care whether he taught psychology or not. How dared he almost scare me to death, then break into my apartment and act in this outrageous manner.
I teach psychology at the university. The assignment for tomorrow's class is the suicidal mania. That's why I was out on the ledge. I was trying to see how a person would feel with nothing but space staring him in the face. I didn't realize I wouldn't be able to get back. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. But if it hadn't been for you, I would have been a goner. So I figure, I owe you a roll in the hay,
I wish you'd go home, and the next time you try any of your crazy experiments, go out on the side of the building where I can't see you.
Oh, don't be that way. After all, you did save my life. And I'm grateful. Besides, you invited me over to tea. You said you had troubles. That you were out of a job and too broke to pay your rent. How would you like to work for me? How much for a job with your hands?
I wonder what kind of job Rory Page could give me.
I mean, I can't make it more clear, I can hardly believe you have no money. I mean, look at you. God damn you. Look at that. You were digging in the window box with a silver fork, and these are beautiful china cups.
Those are things of the past. I've sold almost everything. I've been eating canned beans and wearing out my shoes looking for a job. I don't want the crowd I know feeling sorry for me. Then, in spite of myself, I began telling Rory of my past. The days when I was a beautiful debutante, dazzling the stag lines, about Eric, the man I loved. You're lovelier than ever tonight, Sue. About the gay luncheons he would give. I'd gone to at smart restaurants, the cocktail parties at B's or Charlene's, dinners and dancing with our whole crowd. Every girl in our set was crazy about Eric then, but he'd loved only me. And then I told Rory about that fateful day when our lawyer called me to his office.
I'm sorry, Miss Rutherford, but your father's unwise investments before his death swept away the entire Rutherford fortune.
I told Rory I could still have been part of the crowd accepting the charity and waiting for one of the admiring stay in line to propose. But Eric wouldn't have proposed to me. Eric hasn't any money either. He can't afford a wife who's as poor as he is. I can't bear to watch him with Charlene. I must give up this crowd. Suddenly I realized I had told Rory Page more than I had intended to, and I stopped abruptly. So you see, Professor, with my background, I'm not sure I would be able to hold down the job you offer, whatever it is.
Sitting on my face. I'm sure you wouldn't have any trouble, Sue. There's an old saying that when you save a life, it's yours. You may not have any use for mine, but I could use yours. To our, mutual advantage.
Then he told me he was writing a book on social behavior and that a girl with my background was invaluable to him. He wanted to study me and my crowd. I'm not a guinea pig, and neither are my friends.
Look, let's say you'll be my social secretary. I have some money from the books I've written. I'll take you to all the places you used to go. It will enable me to meet your friends.
Why, I don't know. When Rory Page walked out of my apartment that day, I promised to do what he wanted. He suggested it wasn't necessary for me to tell my friends I was working for him. I could tell them a wealthy relative had died and left me money. I hated to admit it to myself, but there was something about Rory that made me want to please him. Rory left me a large roll of bills.
Yeah, that's probably the reason you want to please him.
As an advance in salary, and so I went shopping.
It's nice to see you back in the shop again, Miss Rutherford.
It's nice to be back and able to buy some new clothes. The following night, Rory and I had dinner at a restaurant where all my old crowd gathered.
Why so? We've been wondering where you were.
I was broke until last week. Professor Page, this is Charlene Mitchell and Mr. Eric Sanders. I was back again in Eric's arms. I had dreamed of this so many times. You're so beautiful, sir. I've always been crazy about you. After you left, my life was empty. You survived remarkably well, Eric, and you didn't kill yourself looking for me. But of course, you had Charlene. Oh, darling, don't be that way. I love you desperately, but what did I have to offer you? I was as broke as you were. But now, let me see you tomorrow. We have a lot to talk about. The next night I met Eric as planned. I hadn't seen Rory since he took me home. Is this new inheritance of yours enough for us to get married, darling? Oh, Eric, if you really loved me, you'd get a job and support me. I don't actually have an inheritance. I have a sort of job with Rory Page.
A working woman?
I suppose I was a fool not to realize before that what was a thoroughly miserable person Eric was. So that's the way it is. Well, when you don't have money, you have to get it somewhere. I'm sorry about us, Sue, but you'd better stick to the professor, and I'll marry Charlene. But we can still see each other. We can be better friends than we ever were. Oh, Eric, how can you suggest a thing like that? I knew now that Eric had been part of a dream that was gone forever. I was disgusted with the life I'd led. It had no meaning. I was through with it, and with the old crown forever. Still got a great ass, though. Suddenly I wanted to see Rory and talk to him about a real job. I wanted to start a new life for myself. What a fool I was for thinking I loved Eric. He's horrible. He can't compare with Rory. I was so lost in my thoughts, thinking of how wonderful Rory was, that I didn't realize where I was going.
That's a good way to get killed, lady. Hey! Screech.
Suddenly I felt someone grab me and pull me to safety.
I done forgot the voice I used for this guy. What are you trying to do? Get yourself killed? I didn't hire you to give a performance like I did the other day. The class in suicidal mania is over.
Rory, where did you come from? I was just thinking about you.
Oh, yeah? I was on my way to have cocktails with Charlene. She asked me last night.
You don't have to study Charlene. She's the same kind of goyle I used to be. And they don't come much dumber than that. If you've got to study someone, you can keep on studying me. Please take me home, Rory. I knew that Rory Page was the most thrilling man I'd ever met, and I didn't want to lose him. You hired me for an experiment, Rory, because you felt sorry for me, and because I'd saved your life. You said when you saved a life it belonged to you. Well, you saved mine today.
My experiment was a love experiment, darling. I knew you were the girl I wanted from the moment I saw you. I knew you had grown away from that other world of yours, but you had to be made to realize it, too.
You mean you tricked me?
Yeah, I like doing that.
You mean you really love me, Rory? Oh, Rory, I was afraid to think of loving you. I didn't dream you'd love me.
Of course I do, you sweet, silly little darling. We've saved each other's lives, sweetheart, and so we belong to each other. You know, forever.
Every goyle ought to have a window box.
Oh, yeah, your box, yeah.
I have mine to thank for meeting you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The end. Oh, look, surprise contest.
First prize, $15. Second prize, $5. Third prize, $3. Fourth prize, $2.
Win a cash prize for just a short letter of not more than 50 words telling us which story in Love at First Sight you like best, second best, third best, and why. Also, which other magazines you read regularly. Send it to us postmarked no later than September 6th, 1949. Oh boy, it's going to be a little late. Along with your name and address and age. In case of a tie, duplicate prizes will be awarded. Do it now. Hurry. There you go. Man, I wonder who won it. Guess we'll never know. I lied to keep him. All right. The bazaar's closing in 15 minutes, Diane. May I take you home?
Oh, yes, Ben, of course. Although I'd had the leading role in the hit Broadway play, my life was very lonely. As a child star, I never had any fun. I had to take all sorts of lessons while other little girls were playing happily with their dolls. And now, with other girls were going out on dates, I had to work almost every night. I never had a chance to be with young people. Everyone else in the cast, including Ben Simmons, the show's publicity man, was at least 15 years older than I.
Uh-huh. This guy's disgusted. But, well.
He looks as if he disapproves of this whole idea, but he is very attractive. How about buying a kiss for $1?
No thanks. I don't like to have to pay for my kisses, even for charity.
His words stung. His tone implied that what I was doing was cheap. But I was doing it only to raise money. Why, I wouldn't even let Ben tell anyone I was an actress. I didn't want any publicity out of this.
I'll put up my own $1, thank you.
I'll put up your $1 myself. But that kiss, starting as a gesture of indignation, turned into something else. It was as if a miniature sun had exploded in my pants.
My name's Cal Longstreet. I'm sorry if I've been rude. Will you have supper with me when you're through here?
If you were rude, Cal, I was equally guilty. But I'd love to have supper with you. Cal went on to get his coat and...
I won't hold you to your promise to go home with me. It isn't that, Diane, but you don't know anything about him. He's a little fruity, lighting the loafers, and he's such an angry-looking young man.
If he's angry, perhaps he's got a right to be. I don't know, Ben. All I know is that I want to go out with him very much.
You've got a matinee tomorrow, Diane. Don't stay out too late.
Acting is my life, Ben. I don't think even Cal can make me forget it. So don't worry about me. On the way out to his car, Cal told me about himself.
I'm an architect like my father. I have no mother.
Oh, Cal, I'm sorry. Do you mean she's dead? But that's not what he meant at all. His mother, he told me, had been an actress.
She's alive, I guess. But my father and I have lost complete track of her. She divorced my father when I was only 6 months old. She went back to the stage she loved more than she loved us.
Cal, are you sure she's as heartless as you say?
You bet I'm sure. Fame and admiration meant more to her than her husband and child. But all career women place their careers above everything else. That's why I have no use for career women in general, and actresses in particular.
Oh, Cal, I'm an actress. What will I tell you when you ask for what I do for a living?
Well, you're a whore, aren't you? That's what I thought. My father's life has been unhappy, and I've never known what it is to have a mother. But I shouldn't be telling you my troubles, Diane. Here's the silver slipper. Let's have fun.
I'm for that, Cal. But how can I have any fun when I know how you feel about actresses? The silver slipper was filled with gaiety and brightness. Yet I felt cold with fear. I couldn't bear to lose Cal now that we'd met. But what could I do?
I've been here before, Diane. But somehow it's never been quite like this.
I'll tell him the truth now before this goes any further. But no, I can't. I can't spoil this wonderful evening. Later, as we danced.
You're sweet, Diane. Sweet and lovely. I think I'm falling in love with you.
Oh, Cal! We were so happy together. I didn't want the evening to ever end. But finally, it was very late, and Cal had to take me home.
I want to see you tomorrow, Diane. And every day after that.
Oh, Cal, I would that too. But the moment I tell you the truth, you'll have no use for me. You'll never want to see me again. And then came the dreaded question.
I don't know anything about you, darling. I don't even know your last name. What is it, Diane? Oh, yeah. What do you do for a living?
I can't take a chance on losing you, Cal. I've got to lie. And it's Winthrop, Cal. And I'm a secretary.
I'm certainly glad to hear that. Suppose you'd been a career woman. Or an actress. Well, darling, what time shall I call for you tomorrow night?
7 will be fine, Cal. I had a lovely time tonight.
Good night, darling. Sleep tight.
I don't want to deceive you, Cal, but I can't lose you. I'll find a way to tell you the truth, darling, to show you how wrong your bitter prejudice is. The next afternoon, I almost spoiled the matinee performance. My mind was so full of thoughts of Cal and my dangerous deception that several times I nearly forgot my lines. It was lucky that Marcia Wayne was on the stage with me most of the time. She helped me get control of myself. After the show, Marcia came over to meet. She's always been more like a mother to me than a fellow actress. Maybe because she's an old bag. Something's troubling you, Diane. Can I help? No, Marcia. It's something I have to work out for myself. Thanks anyway. All right, honey. But you'd better get some rest now. Remember, we've got a performance tonight.
Diane, I'm glad to see you.
Oh, that's right. I was so mixed up last night I forgot about it. But Cal expects to see me tonight. What have I got to tell him? What have I got to do? A publicity man, Ben, had the biography of every member of the cast. He said he had something important to tell me, so we went to my dressing room.
This is Marcia Wayne's biography, Dan. But before... Diane. But before I tell you anything more, you tell me how you feel about Cal Longstreet.
I love him, Ben. I guess I'd do it the minute he kissed me at the bazaar last night.
I'd always hoped... Well... Never mind that now, Diane. Here's my news. Marcia Wayne is Cal's mother.
Marcia is Cal's mother? Oh, Ben! It's almost like incest because I thought of Marcia as my mother. Of course, she isn't, but I don't know. I guess I'm kind of stupid. Anyway, after Ben left, I sat thinking. I didn't know what had gone wrong years ago between Marcia and her husband, but I did know Marcia. And I felt that no matter what had happened then, she'd want to be reunited with her husband and son. But feeling the way he does, Cal would only cruelly reject his mother. And how could I tell Cal about his mother without exposing my own deception? Oh, Cal, am I going to lose you after all? Suddenly I remembered that Cal expected to see me that night. I found his business phone number in the telephone directory. Cal, I'm terribly sorry, but I won't be able to see you tonight. My boss is leaving unexpectedly for California tomorrow morning, and I have to work tonight, even though it's Saturday.
Well, if you have to, all right. We'll make up for it tomorrow, darling. I miss you, sweetheart.
The next night there was no performance. Cal called for me in my apartment. I resolved to tell him the truth, the very first thing. But he insisted excitedly that I come home and meet his father, so I didn't get the chance.
Dad, this is Diane Winthrop, the girl I've been telling you about.
How do you do, Mr. Longstreet?
I'm very pleased to know you, my dear.
After Cal and I left his father, we went for a drive. He parked on a bluff along the river. The dreaded words I had to tell him were trembling on my lips. But suddenly, he said something that set my mind in a whirl, making me forget everything except how much I loved him.
I'm an architect, not a poet, sweetheart. So I can only say it to you simply. Diane, will you marry me?
Cal, darling, yes, yes, yes. I love you.
I bought this ring for you yesterday, darling. And now that you're officially mine, I want to show you off to the crowd. They're at a party at Janet Farrell's house.
Oh, Cal, this is the most beautiful ring I've ever seen. The minute I met Janet Farrell, I felt she was a threat to my happiness. She kept staring at me in a hard, cold, searching way.
Janet, gang, I want you to meet Diane Winthrop, the future Mrs. Cal Longstreet.
Hi, Diane.
Congratulations, Cal, you lucky guy.
I'm positive I know you from somewhere, but I didn't think your name... Oh,
I'm positive I know you from somewhere, but I didn't think your name was Winthrop.
You must be mistaken.
Janet's always had her eye on Cal.
And she's the kind that'll stoop to almost anything to get what she wants.
Why, I know who you are. You're Diane Evans, the actress. Janet, you're pitching a little wild. Diane's a secretary, not an actress. Diane, an actress? Imagine me with an actress. Imagine Janet mistaking you for some actress.
But she knows who I am, all right, and she means to make trouble. Yes, isn't it silly? I'm just a hard-working secretary. Why, I even have to work late again tomorrow night.
Huh? Oh, well.
My premonition was right. Janet was out to make trouble at the performance the next evening.
Reggie, you've tormented this poor girl long enough. I insist you leave at once.
Yes, Reggie, I can't... Oh, Cal. Somehow I managed to get through that performance, but shortly after I returned to my dressing room, there was a loud, angry knock on the door, and then Cal burst in.
Janet phoned me this evening and told me I'd find you here. Is this where you take dictation? Is this the office where something is always turning up, making it impossible for me to say,
Wait, Cal.
no, it's not that you're an actress, although I despise that enough in itself. But even worse than that, you built our love on a tissue of lies and deceit.
Cal, I wanted with all my heart to tell you the truth. I just never got the chance. Cal, you've got to believe me.
Believe you? After the way you lied to me and deceived me? Do you think I'm an absolute sap? Goodbye, Diane. We're through. I never want to see you again.
Cal, wait, please, darling.
There's something about that boy. Is it possible that...
Please wait.
It occurs to me there's one faint possibility.
Ben's word scarcely registered on...
Huh? Oh, he's saying out loud.
Ben's word scarcely registered on my numb brain. Cal was gone from me forever. That's all I could think about. For hours I wept with an anguish. The next morning I went through my part like a robot, smiling when the plane called for it, but my heart was breaking. Then after the show, Marcia had a visitor.
Ted, after all these years. Hello, Marcia. I went to see Mr. Longstreet today, and I told him where he could find his wife. At first, I was afraid to come, Marcia. I was afraid you'd want no part of me. Oh, Ted, if you only knew how much I missed you and needed you, and our son. But I don't know, I got lost here at the theater and never found my way out. Marcia, does that mean you've forgiven me for refusing to let you see Cal after our divorce? I realize how utterly selfish and mean I was.
Yes, Ted, I've forgiven you. It's all in the past. Marcia, would you... Oh,
Marcia, would you come back to me again? I mean, would you marry me again? Oh, yes, Ted, I would. Stop, Dad, stop. Don't make any mistakes. She left us when I was a baby. She left you with an empty, broken life. She left me motherless. Don't take her back, Dad. Don't. Son, a man needs poon. And this, at my age, is the only poon I'm gonna get. Your mother would never have divorced me and left us if I hadn't driven her to it, Cal. I was blindly possessive. I didn't want to share her time and energy with anyone or anything else. I gave her an ultimatum. Either the theater or us. If she stayed with us, she would have lived a life of virtual bondage. I'm ashamed to admit this, but in my bitterness, I deliberately turned you against your mother. I've paid for my selfishness, though, with years of loneliness. But I've made you and your mother pay too, Cal, and for that, I'm terribly sorry. Mother, can you ever forgive me? Simple as that, huh? There's nothing to forgive, son. You just didn't know the true story. But there's someone else waiting to see. The true story's true. You chose the theater over your family. Diane, can you? Oh, yes, Cal. Darling, just hold me in your arms. Yay. And so at last we were all united, Cal and I, in Mr. and Mrs. Longstreet. The end. Later on they have a kid, but then she leaves both of them for her career. Well, history repeats.
No chance with men.
It can't be that my best friends won't tell me what's wrong with me because I haven't any best friends to tell me anything. I don't think there's anything wrong with me, really. People just steer clear of me because they're afraid of Aunt Agatha and the foster money. Yeah, that's probably it. Aunt Agatha always told me complacently, "You don't have to run after any boy in this town. You're the foster heiress." But in spite of that, everyone else had a good time and I didn't. The other girls had dates. The other girls got engaged to the nicest boys. I'm as pretty as any of them, yet I'm always alone. I rode the foster horses. I drove the conservative foster cars, always alone. I sat in the big, imposing foster house waiting for something to happen and feeling that it never would. Plop, plop, plop. Maggie, our cook, had been with Aunt Agatha since before I was born. I knew she felt sorry for me.
Money's no blessing if it scares folks away. And that's what your aunt's money has done for you. Most of the boys are afraid to be called fortune hunters, and the girls are all jealous of you.
They haven't any reason to be. I'm 18, Maggie, and I don't have any fun at all. What shall I do?
Find yourself a man and go after him. If he really loves you, he won't care if you have any money or not.
It's just that simple, huh? Maggie's advice was all right as far as it went, but she hadn't said where the man was coming from. Aunt Agatha had terrified the town's present crop of young men, and few strangers ever visited Fosterville. If only something would happen, but it will have to be nothing less than a miracle. It seems as though my miracle had finally happened. One morning when I went outside and found an airplane had made a forced landing in the big field in back of our house. 2 men were tinkering with the engine. When they saw me, they gave me a hearty welcome. The dark one was so handsome that I felt an instant thrill.
What town is this, miss? And is there a telephone in the big barn over there?
This is Fosterville. That big barn is the Foster home. This is the Foster estate. There was no doubt about it. He was a handsome man. The other one was not as good looking, but he seemed very nice. I guess he was the mechanic because the handsome one did all the talking.
I suppose you're the Foster's favorite daughter.
Oh, no, only Miss Agatha Foster lives here with her secretary. I'm the secretary. It was the most exciting thing that had ever happened to me. Fate had sent me 2 men, and the rest was up to me. And because Aunt Agatha had gone to Boston on business, I decided to play a daring game. Now I'll have a chance to see how I get along with men who don't know I'm an heiress. Miss Foster is away just now, but I'm sure she would want me to make you comfortable until your plane is fixed. Won't you come up to the house, Mr.
Linyard. It's Cliff. He's Cliff Linyard. I'm Jack Bates, his mechanic. You're always too prompt with names, Jack. Maybe I wanted to travel incognito.
You needn't worry. Your public won't be able to get at you here, Mr. Linyard. You're quite safe. Everyone knew Cliff Linyard, the wealthy sportsman and flyer. Why, not even Aunt Agatha could object to him. With all his money, nobody could accuse him of being a fortune hunter. And maybe Cliff Linyard had the same difficulties I had. Maybe his wealth kept him from having friends, too.
If Miss Foster wouldn't mind our using her telephone, maybe we could phone the factory and have them send out the parts we need.
Oh, I'm sure she wouldn't mind. And I'm sure she insists on your having a bite to eat. Come right in. While the men were using the phone, I told Maggie what I was doing. She thought the idea was crazy, but she knew how little fun I had, so she consented to play along.
The factory won't be able to send us the parts for at least 2 days. We'll have to put up at the hotel in Fosterville.
There is no Fosterville in Fosterville.
There is no hotel in Fosterville.
But there's a guest house out and back. I'm sure Miss Foster wouldn't mind if you use it. I knew Aunt Agatha would be furious when she came back and found 2 strange men in the guest house, but I wasn't going to worry about that until I had to. In the meantime, here were 2 interesting young men from different walks of life. One was a millionaire, and one worked for a living, and they didn't know who I was. This was my chance for a little adventure. While Jack Bates tinkered with the plane, Cliff Linyard made light-hearted love to me. Jeez. He seemed a little hard under the dark, under that dark, handsome exterior, and I wondered if his money had made him that way.
Has anyone ever told you you're a mighty slick chick? I could really go for you. Pretty nice place you've got here. What's Miss Foster like?
Well, she's all right, but she has too much money. I feel sorry for her.
Nonsense. There's no such thing as too much money. Hand me a couple of million and watch me go to town.
But you have a couple of million.
Sure, I have a couple of million. But a guy can always use a couple of million more. But why talk about money when there's a girl like you around?
I had been waiting for this moment, but Cliff Linyard was kissing me as though he were doing me a favor. A little secretary to hick town. I felt let down, disappointed. I don't think Miss Foster would like this.
Why worry about Miss Foster? She's not here. Anyway, her money doesn't scare me any, sweet.
That night, I tried to find out more about Cliff from Jack Bates, his mechanic. Cliff had gone into town for, I don't know, something. I was telling Mr. Linyard today that I felt a little sorry for Miss Foster with all that money, but he didn't seem to agree with me.
He was probably kidding you. I happen to know that Cliff Linyard has found his money more of a burden than a pleasure. He was engaged to a girl once, but he discovered it was his money she wanted, and he's always been afraid to like people too much, for fear he'll find out they're more interested in his money than in him.
The things Jack told me accounted for Cliff's hardness. He probably thought I was just another ambitious girl who would like to land the eligible Cliff Linyard.
Money isn't everything.
No, it isn't. Suddenly Jack pulled me into his arms and kissed me. Never before in my life had I felt so thrilled. I can't believe it. I've fallen in love with Cliff's mechanic. He loves me too. And not for my money, but for my puss. The next morning,
Darling, will you marry me? I fell in love with you from the moment I saw you coming towards us in the field. Mechanics don't make much money, but do you mind?
Oh, no, I don't mind. I'll marry you, Jack. I do love you, darling. So very much. This is what I'd been waiting for all my life. I would never be lonesome and restless and unhappy again. If Aunt Agatha disinherits me, it won't matter. Neither Jack nor I need money to be happy. While Jack was in the house telephoning Cliff, Cliff found me in the garden.
I've been looking all over for you, baby. You know, ever since I kissed you yesterday, I've been punch drunk. I want to marry you. The sooner the better. Let's elope today.
You really like to do things in a hurry, don't you? I'm sorry, Cliff, but I don't feel that way about you.
Don't be coy. All women feel that way about me. But usually I don't feel that way about them. With you, it's different.
You don't understand. I don't want to hurt you, but, well, it's Jack I love.
Jack, you little fool. Don't you realize he knows you're Gwen Foster, the heiress?
Oh, no. How did you know? How did you find out? Jack, a fortune hunter. So that was why he declared his love so quickly. Once again, I felt all alone, deserted, and this time I was heartbroken, too. That's why, when Cliff once again asked me to elope, I agreed. I rushed up to my room and began to pack some things feverishly. I don't love Cliff now, but maybe I'll learn to later. After all, he isn't after my money, and he's probably the only man I'll ever meet who won't be a fortune hunter. I hope I don't see Jack again, ever.
Gwen, where are you going?
I'm leaving with Cliff. At least he doesn't want to marry me for my money.
What money? You'd have to have plenty of money before that guy would marry you. I don't know what this is all about, but you aren't going away with him.
Oh, stop pretending. I'm ready, Cliff. Let's go. I really didn't want to marry Cliff. I had fallen deeply in love with Jack. But why had he kept on pretending that he didn't know who I was? I couldn't let myself go on loving a man I didn't trust.
You'd better not try to stop us. She's going to marry me. Not while I'm around. You went into town last night, and you must have learned something about her there that I don't know. It isn't like you to want to marry a working girl. I'm going to find out what this is all about.
Cliff made a lunge at Jack, and they began to fight. And suddenly, I was so turned on, I could never marry Cliff. In spite of the way he tried to make things seem, I believed Jack and wanted him to win.
Gwen, what is the meaning of this? Have you forgotten you're the foster heiress? The foster heiress? Oh, darling, I've been so worried, wondering how to confess to you that I'm really Cliff Linyard. Because of my money and my fear of being played for a sucker, Jack and I often switch roles when we're in places where I'm not down. He's my chauffeur, mechanic, and secretary. He's rough and tough, without too many scruples.
Get out, you scoundrel!
Jack always hoped that someday, masquerading as me, he'd meet an heiress and marry her. The way he had with women amused me until we met you. Then, even though I thought you were a secretary, I began to get worried. You were so sweet. I thought he might fall in love with you and forget about marrying for money.
Oh, darling, I'm so happy it turned out this way. Aunt Agatha gave us her blessing, and Cliff and I, finding out that love has nothing to do with money, we're going to be married very soon. And we're the happiest couple in the world.
The end.
Well, there you go.
Well, of course, these fun and, romantic stories and all that have been brought to you by a girdle or something, anyway. Have a slimmer, youthful, feminine appearance instantly. Reduce your appearance. Look and feel like 16 again. So anyway, you pull this on and it squeezes your gut in. Kind of like a girdle, but I guess a girdle mixed with panties or some shit. I don't know. The uplift adjustable belt takes weight off tired feet and gives you a more alluring, more daringly feminine, curvaceous figure the instant you put it on. It gives you lovely curves just in the right places, with no unwanted bulges in the wrong ones. It whittles your waistline to nothingness, no matter what shape you may now have. It's easily adjusted, always comfortable. Yeah, that was made back in the days where morbid obesity just wasn't a thing all that much. Anyway, there's the address. It says send no money, so just say, hey, I want that fat reducing underwear. And there you go. You'll be looking like you're 16 again or some such. Oh, well, there you go. Wasn't that a treat? Oh, boy. Weren't you whisked away on these tales of romance? Yeah, no. Anyway, well, we'll revisit this one again later at some point. But next time, well, I don't know. Maybe science fiction, maybe horror, maybe crime, something like that. You'll have to wait and see for the next exciting episode of Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics. And now it's time for Tales from the Rob Saul Show.
Now, it's an old black guy named Stanley cutting my hair. And he said, oh, yeah, so that's it. He offers me a cookie. He's got a bag of cookies.
A cookie?
What?
Yes. He offers me.
Oh, man.
So he said.
Wants you.
That's literally like, I've got candy, little boy.
Yeah. So I said, it gets even creepier. But so now he asked me what happened to my lip. So he goes, what did you do? What happened to your lip? Did you get bit by a dog? I said, nah, I was born with a cleft lip. Oh, that's okay. You still have those beautiful, luscious, kissable lips.
Good God.
Oh, jeez.
Now I'm extremely uncomfortable. And you know what he says next? Pucker him up for me. Let me see.
Oh, man.
And I said, and I just start laughing. And now he sees me, visibly uncomfortable. And he says, oh, what am I, making you blush? I'm bad. Hit me, hit me, hit me. And he's pointing at his leg because I'm sitting in this chair as he's cutting my hair. So I'm just trying to laugh him off and get through this.
Well, now you know what it's like to be a woman.
That's true, Doug. Now he's also telling me that he's been crocheting. That should have been a red flag right there.
What?
And he crocheted these blankets, and he tells me it's a perfect blanket to go lay with someone outside and look at the stars. So then, and now he's washing my hair and massaging my scalp, and he goes, "Oh, so you know how to do payroll and all that, so I might have a job for you, young man, once my blanket business takes off." And, wow, okay. And he's like, "You do me, right? You do me, you do me." And he kept saying it, and I'm go, I do your payroll." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm distracting you. You're getting your massage." It was the worst experience I've ever had getting a haircut.
Well, Rob, I think you need to look into the Floby. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Kinky Kelly is headed to jail for spree. See? It rhymes. The New Hampshire woman known as Kinky Kelly on OnlyFans will spend 6 months behind bars for a criminal mischief spree. It's mischievous and criminal, during which she filmed herself urinating on food at a supermarket and on various items at a Marriott hotel. Kelly Tedford, 24, pled guilty to 6 Class A misdemeanors in connection with her vile antics earlier this year in Keene. Strangely enough, Keene, a city in Cheshire County. Tedford was sentenced to 360 days in jail, but a judge suspended half of that custodial term. Must have been a fan. She will be required to serve 180 days in the Cheshire County lockup, after which she will be placed on probation for 2 years. You're going to have to just piss in a toilet like everybody else, Kelly. Additionally, Tedford was ordered to pay $10,520.59 dollars and 59 cents. Damn it! Don't you know how to speak? $10,520.59 in restitution to the Monad Knock Food Co-op for contaminating grocery items and forcing the business to discard inventory and sanitize its shelves. So I guess that covers the cost. Well, probably also the emotional distress of having to deal with your piss. Tedford will also have to pay $500 to the Marriott. So not as bad. Not as bad. Of course, you know what? The towels. I mean, that might have just been a drunken stupor and stuff. It probably happens all the time. I mean, you really don't want to know, but you know. But anyway, where she... it tells me. Oh, geez. Where she relieved herself on a Bible. Good Lord. So she's possessed by the devil. That's what that is. I mean, a really cooler video is when, when the possession happens, she can turn her head around backwards and crawl on the walls like Spider-Man. Now, that would be an awesome video, yeah? Anyway, a comforter blanket, curtains, and air conditioner unit. Oh, man. Oh, that's gonna stink. Oh, speaking of stinking, she also defecated on the floor and placed the waste into a toilet tank. No, that's not where it goes. You put it in the toilet. You know, potty training? The toilet. That's what it is. It's the potty. That's where the poo-poo goes. And then you can make it go away. Well, again, possessed by the devil, you know. A judge has barred Tedford from returning to either business. Oh, yeah. And they probably got her mugshot up and everything. And has ordered her to continue with all mental health counseling. Yeah, but she needs an exorcism, you know. But detectives believe that Tedford's pee spree was recorded for subscribers to her $15 a month OnlyFans page, which has since been deleted. I wonder if that's part of the policy when you commit crimes and whatnot. It could be. No, peace be. Tedford's Kiki Kelly page described her as a submissive pixie, fetish/kink friendly, extremes too. Well, it's understood, isn't it? I mean, after all, yeah. Anyway, her account also offered custom content and paid sexting sessions. So, well, this is the fan. The fan did this. And, hey, I want to see you piss all over produce at the grocery store. And then I want to see you shit on the floor and put it in the toilet tank. Yeah, I want to see you pee all over the air conditioning unit. All right, he paid his $15 a month. Turns out, yeah, it was the judge, and he felt bad, you know. Tedford's OnlyFans account noted that her prior page, Petite Princess, got banned. Oh, so you could just do well, then she'll be back in business soon once she gets out of jail, you know. All she's got to do is just come up with another name. You know, Kinky Kelly, now Petite Princess, so I don't know, something else. And then, yeah, she'll be back in business. That's all you got to do. Explicit videos of Tedford remain online, including one clip showing her urinating on new garments in a clothing store changing room. Jeez. But I guess there was, no logos or anything to identify the actual store so that they, too, could press charges and get some cash out of it, you know. Well, that's it for the career of Kinky Kelly. Correction, it's not the end of Kinky Kelly's career. It's just a pause. Just a pause. But maybe she learned something. Maybe she learned the proper usage of the toilet. One can hope. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin.
You may have noticed you don't hear from Tarzan much these days. Well, turns out his pet chimp, Cheetah, was really jealous. And one day he caught Tarzan fucking Jane. Cheetah freaked out and took liberties with Tarzan's anatomy. Cheetah relieved Tarzan of his sack with his foot. Yeah, the fact that he used his foot was an extra fuck you from Cheetah. Anyway, Tarzan ordered an elephant to stomp Cheetah, but the damage was done. Jane left him for a witch doctor. It's all sad.
Flash Gordon in Space Soldiers Conquer the Universe. Because Black Death and Red Death were already taken. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Alabama teacher at Christian Academy arrested, accused of having sexual relationship with minor student. Ooh. An Alabama teacher was arrested and charged on allegations that she had sex with a minor student. The revelation comes amid alleged concerns that other students were targeted by the educator in a similar manner. On Friday, July 18th, North River Christian Academy, a K-5 through 12 school, confirmed that a former employee had been arrested by local law enforcement. The suspect was identified as teacher Sarah Huggins Logan, 35, by the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office. She was charged with one count of a school employee engaging in a sex act. We were made aware of the allegation earlier in the week and notified the appropriate state and local authorities. We have cooperated completely with the responsible agencies, said North River Christian Academy's statement on the matter. It continued, our first concern is for the health and welfare of our students, staff, and family. Please respect the privacy of all these parties. Contributing to rumors and suspicions profits no one and contributes only to the hardships experienced, by those impacted. Geez, here's another one. Man, I don't have all night. Anyway, on Wednesday, July 16th, the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office was informed by the parents of an underage female at the SKU that the student had been involved in a sexual relationship with Huggins. Okay, a warrant was issued for Logan's arrest after investigators conducted interviews and examined evidence. Logan is no longer employed at North River Christian Academy. The school told People magazine that she was released earlier in the week for a reason unrelated to the arrest. Well, what are the odds? The age and identity of the student have not been released. Well, of course not. Per authorities, there are concerns that Logan had additional victims. They are encouraging anyone allegedly involved in a similar relationship to come forward. They added that the school is cooperating with the investigation. North River Christian Academy described the case as heartrending for all involved. This includes especially the families directly impacted. We have prayed for them and encouraged our entire school family to hold them up in their personal prayers. This situation is easy for no one. There are only degrees of difficulty. They concluded writing, we have received an outpouring of encouragement and support from many in the extended school family. We, the Charger family, will weather this storm together. Well, all right then, but again, this is another one where the mugshot alone, yes, the mugshot. Yeah, you gotta have to throw the book at her. That's the.
Crazy bitch news. Bitches they cray cray. She cray and she look, and that's pretty cray. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Crazy bitch news. Crazy bitch news. Crazy bitch news. Bitches be cray cray. She cray.
It's said that King Arthur was Britain's greatest ruler. Well, he got the throne by pulling a sword out of a rock. This gave him a massive hernia. He turned to Merlin, but eating rat tails and rubbing frog guts all over will not cure a hernia. Anyway, he couldn't fuck all that well on account of his condition. So his wife turned to Lancelot. Yeah, he hired a guy named Lancelot to guard his horny wife. So Lancelot lanced her, a lot. Meanwhile, Arthur got seduced by his sister, and their inbred offspring did him in. It's all sad if not so stupid. Still, though, Britain would be better off with a ruler like Arthur today.
As the song goes, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Turns out that was truer than most realize. People think Spider-Man shoots webs out of these devices on his wrists that he invented. This is true, but he also naturally shoots webs out of his ass. But webbing wasn't very practical, so he made the wrist things. However, sometimes, especially after a bout of diarrhea, Spider-Man ended up with his ass glued to the toilet seat. So when Dr. Octopus robs a bank or the Green Goblin bombs a hospital, people ask, where the hell was Spider-Man? Turns out he was stuck on the potty.
She was a stripper, possessed by the devil, danced her ass off nightly at the Casa Diablo. He was a DJ, obsessed with the turntable, spun out booty shaking tunes nightly at the Casa Diablo. Sell your soul at the Casa Diablo. Show your hoe at the Casa Diablo. Johnny said she was a little off, but never thought she was crazy. He said the DJ really loved his dog, but beyond music he was kinda lazy. At the Casa Diablo, sell your soul. At the Casa Diablo, grind the pole. At the Casa Diablo, she'd bump and grind under a crescent moon. I studied every tan line. Then the DJ spun the wrong tune, found a knife in his back and a screech from hell. Then his blood went splat at the Casa Diablo. Burn the coal at the Casa Diablo. Pay the toll at the Casa Diablo. Casa Diablo. Casa Diablo. Casa Diablo.
Let's go to the theater, guys.
Okay. Guns are never the answer.
Especially against Superman.
Well, what is this? They blow torching through the screen now?
I don't know. Man, look at that.
What?
Oh my god, what is that? Bubbles coming out of his eyes?
Hell, no surprise there. He looks fruity enough to have bubbly tears.
Oh, Red.
God damn, of all the jobs Superman could have had, why does he pick a pussy profession like him?
It's a proud tradition of speaking just fine.
You mean fake news?
Oh!
Damn. Could have used the door. Oh, sadly, eyewitnesses can only report seeing the shadow of what appeared to be an airplane, as they were too busy staring at the ground.
Damn, that's a lot of complex machinery just to open a door. It's called hinges in a door now, dummy.
Oh, damn it. Where's the fly swatter? Another one got in.
A mechanical monster likes to take a tour before he lands. I like the open concept, but it could really use some furniture. Oh, look, number 5 is alive. Anyone?
Is
Anyone?
that propeller hitting him in the face?
Probably.
Yeah, okay, just ignore me.
Will do. Goddamn robot that poos money? Give me one.
Well, he stole it from the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, looking around, this mad scientist guy has all this amazing technology and robots and whatnot. He could probably make a lot more money just selling that technology than robbing a bank.
Well, he must be one of those eccentric geniuses that just, can't understand simple things because he's so complex.
Sounds like another kind of stupid.
Speaking of stupid, hey, mechanical monsters, here's a hot tip for your next robbery, courtesy of the front page.
Yeah, it's typical of fake news. They glorify crimes and end up with copycats.
Oh, now that's just terrible.
Yeah, it is.
That's not what I meant.
Ah, bright, shiny trinkets. Yes, the stuff of which mankind has slaughtered himself over for millennia, despite the fact that none of these trinkets provide any useful service. You can't eat them. You really can't even make anything useful out of it.
Yeah, but they're pretty.
Yes, they are.
Lois, what are you doing here?
Teasing you into a case of blue balls.
Uh-oh, Coach is here. Everybody do some squat thrusts.
Look out! Mechanical monster. Mechanical monster. Oh, that's great. Bullets bouncing off the robot into the crowd, slaughtering everyone in the street. Yeah, great job.
Guns are never the answer.
None of the other guns work, but mine's gonna be the one that does, damn it, because Mom told me I was special.
Come on, man. If them machine guns couldn't do the job, what makes you think your pea shooter will?
Ah, now to stuff my ass with bright, shiny things.
Now you wait here. I'll phone this in.
No man's gonna tell me what to do.
Dead straight.
Oh, ain't nothing straight about you.
What?
Pearls tickle.
Holy crap, she's trying to climb up inside that robot's ass.
Yes, I'll give you the details later, Chief.
So you called him up just to tell him you'd call him later.
Lois!
Oh, they never learn.
This is a job for Superman.
It was a job for Superman 5 minutes ago. Ah, that's better. I just don't feel right until I'm in my blue pantyhose.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
There's everything wrong with it. Whoa, what the hell? All of a sudden he's Linda Blair.
Now, that's just his x-ray vision.
Oh, now that's terrible.
No, it ain't.
No, get off. I don't swing that way.
What the hell? Someone's humping my robot. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, the robot. Ow, 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 ow.
Shut up and get back in my ass.
Well, it's about damn time. Just where you been, young man? Well, that's about right. Out carousing all night and bringing home strange women.
What a story this is going to make.
Yeah, you might want to keep the story of you being dropped out of a robot's ass to yourself.
What have you done with the jewels?
You'll read about it in tomorrow's paper.
But I don't have a subscription. Oh, man, he's going for her titties.
Now, Red, now stop that. Come on.
I ain't doing it. Oh, geez, what a mess. I'm all tangled up. Well, I'll just rip my way out of it. Of course, it'll cut off power to hospitals and people could die, but I gotta save Lois.
Oh, my God.
Oh, hey, man, this dude's pretty hardcore. Now, we don't know what that is on the floor. It could be he's just a messy guy. Oh, man, that's her panties.
Oh, Red, come on.
You know, I'm still not getting why a guy who owns a place like this needs to knock over banks and jewelry stores.
Well, having a place like that could be expensive.
We'll sell a robot, damn. Now see, here's a guy where, you know, Pornhub just ain't gonna do it for him. No, it ain't.
Well, first of all, she's gagged, and how the hell's she gonna tell him anything if she's boiled alive in lava? What an idiot.
Oh shit, that's gotta be the landlord. I'm not home. Well, the last time, I'm not interested in a watchtower. Oh God, it's you. I didn't know Superman was a Jehovah's Witness. So, well, look, that's where all the robots have been coming from. Yeah, so I guess Superman's just gonna stand there and wait for them to all come to life. Well, maybe he's just admiring the craftsmanship and artistry of these machines.
Oh my God, they've got flaming snot.
Yes, Superman. Perish in a shower of flaming snot.
Now see, this is just victimizing women.
Well, if she wouldn't victimize, Superman wouldn't have nothing to save and there'd be no story. Oh, wait, I've got superpowers. I don't have to take this punishment. What the hell am I doing? Hey, fuck you, bastard. Holy shit! Wait a minute. Made in Taiwan? No.
Oh, my robot army couldn't stop him, but maybe this door will. Oh, crap, the girl! I forgot all about that. Oh, jeez. I can't have him see that. Oh.
God damn it, where's the toilet?
Take one more step and she's doomed.
Oh, no! I'm kidding, I can fly, stupid.
Oh my goodness, that cape's even more amazing than Superman is.
Yeah, I'm not exactly certain Lois could have survived that, but we'll look the other way.
Whoa.
And of course, billions in robots recovered. Jeez. What a stupid villain.
That's a wonderful story, Lois.
Thanks, Clark, but I owe it all to Superman.
He's standing right there, you dumb bitch.
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Former nun in training does porn. Hello, I'm Mr Nailsin. A former trainee nun began her professional porn career off with a bang by signing an exclusive deal with one of the biggest porn companies in the United States, Udi Pineda, a devoted Catholic from Colombia. Well, how devout could she possibly be at this point? But anyway, she signed a multi-scene deal with Bang Brothers, a Miami-based studio. Yes, the 28-year-old made her debut in a scene released on January 13th. Yes. Pineda made a name for herself in her country when she left the convent where she was training to be a nun in order to become a cam girl. The switch was not an easy one, considering that Pineda had dreamed of being a nun since she was a little girl. I was at school when nuns came to visit us, and I knew that I wanted to do that, Pineda said. She said she was 10 years old, and yet she was soon in training to become a nun. However, by the time she was 18, she'd fallen in love with a religious teacher, and decided she needed a change of scenery. While working menial jobs in Medellin, yeah, okay, the picture's getting a little more clear, yeah. She was spotted by a webcam recruiter. Pineda was hired on the spot after her casting call. At first, I was feeling bad, but now I am fine with it, Pineda said. I also feel good when I go to church. I never miss Friday prayers. Okay, well, Bang Brothers executive producer Cullen McRae said the studio couldn't be more proud of signing Pineda up. Her beauty, her raw sexuality, and her desire to share that with her fans is something we knew was extremely special, McRae said. Her first scene with us showcases not only her passion and sexuality, but also her faith, as we collaborated with her to come up with a convent-based theme. Yeah, I'll bet. With no doubt, these scenes will make her a household name. Well, I'm no theologian, but I'm pretty sure that's not what the good book meant by turn the other cheek. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. New Orleans woman charged with murder after Super Bowl reporter was found dead in hotel. Now, again, this is an old story, and I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of update. But I didn't read ahead, so, yeah. Police announced a murder charge. Well, they waited this long, against a woman they alleged drugged and robbed a reporter from Kansas City who was in town for the Super Bowl in February. Adon Manzano was found dead in a Kenner hotel room on February 5th after he was seen walking in with the suspect, Danette Colbert. Manzano's phone and credit card were missing from the room, but were reportedly later found at Colbert's home. Police called Colbert a career criminal who has allegedly committed similar crimes on other victims. She was arrested at the time for property crimes, including robbery and bank fraud. At a press conference on Tuesday, March 18th, Jefferson Parish Coroner Dr. Jerry Savanovich shared that Monsanto died from the combined toxic effects of alcohol and Xanax, along with positional asphyxia from lying face down in a pillow. Ah, jeez, Dan Ed, what the hell? His manner of death remains undetermined. Well, I imagine he was so zonked out, and if he was laying, face down, and the asphyxia, there you go. Anyway, according to Vidovanovich, Monsanto's blood alcohol level was 0.232, nearly 4 times the legal limit. He also had not an insignificant amount of Xanax in his system. Savanovich explained that while Monsanto's Xanax level was not as high as some overdose cases, the lethal amount goes way down when the anti-anxiety drug is combined with alcohol and other central nervous system depressants. Even though most overdose cases are ruled accidental, Savanovich said he and his office said Monsanto's manner of death was undetermined because of the uncertain circumstances of this case. Kenner Police Chief Keith Connolly also spoke at the press conference and announced the arrest of Colbert's alleged accomplice, Ricky White. He was located in Hollywood, Florida, and has been charged with the same property crimes as Colbert. Police obtained a warrant to arrest Colbert on a charge of second-degree murder, so she was rebooked into the Jefferson Parish Jail on that charge. We don't want her to see the light of day again, Connolly said. Watch the video? Nah, that's okay. So, all right. There you go. Odds are she doped the guy up. He passed out, and she used Xanax. They were drinking. I mean, you got to look, does Monsanto have a prescription for Xanax? Well, if you clear that up, then you can pretty much figure out that she's the source of the Xanax, and that's what she used. And in the previous crimes, did she dope up the other idiot Johns with Xanax? And there you go. She's doing that. So that's probably how it all went. And, second-degree murder because, well, she didn't really intend to kill the guy because she was just robbing the other guys, too, when she doped him up. And, whoops, you probably should have noticed he was, had his face buried into the pillow. And he's going to need that air passage open to get air in. Without it, well, you die. Oh, well, Colbert, you screwed up this time around, but you just kept doing what you did, and now you're done.
This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin.
All right, I'm going to play another clip here. I'm over at Pat's show. It's taking a lot longer than I anticipated. Oh, here's another Nailsin News video. I should have just quit. I'm sorry. There we go.
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin.
Nothing will make it better. janitor with incurable STD urinated into water bottles, allegedly infected more than a dozen women at doctors' offices. God. Ugh. So, what's his deal? Man, he's really pissy, isn't he? A janitor in Texas is heading to prison for urinating into water bottles and rinsing his private parts in them, with more than a dozen women coming forward and accusing him of giving them a sexually transmitted disease at doctors' offices where he worked. Lucio Diaz, 50, was sentenced to 6 years in prison. 6 years only? I mean, after pleading guilty to only one, of his alleged urine attacks on a woman he worked with at an office in the Houston area. Oh boy, he worked with her, huh? Yeah. Got some kind of obsession going on. The 54-year-old victim contracted herpes simplex 1 virus from Diaz after he tainted an office water dispenser and water bottles she brought home from work. Good Lord. God. You will have my taint in you. You will. I suppose they could do the test on it to make, was it really him or? But yeah. He just happens to have, and so, hey, look, it's the same DNA sequence of herpes in the water bottle. But it looks like security. Yeah, you see, those assume you're on camera all the time, and don't whip it out. What? She spoke to a local affiliate in October 2022 about what happened, saying cops confirmed through urinalysis that Diaz was behind the disgusting acts and that he was also caught on hidden camera. What? That's right, Lucio. We got you. Oh, man, I fell for that one. This individual is a sick man, the unidentified woman said while describing what was caught on camera. Diaz pulls out his penis and puts his penis in my bottle. Basically rinses his penis in the water. I learned I acquired a sexually transmitted disease for which he also tested positive for. Diaz was charged with indecent assault and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. His dick, with his bodily fluids being considered the weapon as they contained an incurable STD. So she's stuck with this shit because this weirdo had some thing for her, His acts were discovered after the victim and others came forward and reported smelling urine in their water and on their personal bottle. So I guess you didn't smell it at first. You took a swig and you're like, oh, what's that smell? And this tastes funny. Holy crap. Well, he gave me an STD I will have for the rest of my life, the victim said. Nothing is going to change it. Nothing will make it better for me. In fact, I feel like for the rest of my life, I will have to be careful. And a guy who's clearly got some weird sexual obsession with this woman, in his eyes, he won, because, part of me will always be with you. Yeah. That's the, one of the sad factors here. At least 13 women have reportedly come forward over the past 3 years and accused Diaz of spreading herpes and hepatitis A to them, with 4 of them teaming up for a lawsuit that was filed against him and one of the office buildings where he worked in 2022. Women from at least 2 different offices in the Houston area have reportedly come forward. The civil suit reportedly named one of the building's owners, its management company, the maintenance company, and the cleaning company that Diaz worked for. The status of the suit as of March 2025 is unclear. Well, you got to wonder how much vetting was done. Does he have a record? You know, was there some weird perversions going on previously? And was that, you know, of course, I don't know, for janitorial work. Yeah, you know, they shouldn't they be tested for hepatitis and all that, you know, before you have access to restroom facilities and all that. I mean, you're going to anyway. You don't know who the hell's going in and out of those places and all that, but and you never. Well, I mean, they got the disease already, but how many of them are the type? You know what? I don't know that I'd ever win her over to like me, but I could certainly stick my dick into her water bottle. You know, the water bottle openings are not that big. Oh. They have a duty to protect their tenants, and they wholly failed in those responsibilities, Attorney Kim Spurlock said. And well, you know, there is something to that, but you'll have to make the case of how they could have known and whatnot, especially if this guy has some record. And yeah, not seeing it. Ashton Too High says, honest dear, I never cheated on you. Someone must have pissed in me bottle at the gym. Seriously, though, how on earth are these buildings owners, management company, the maintenance company, and the cleaning company expected to protect tenants from that sort of behavior? Yeah, and it's not an unreasonable question. It's the question they're going to have to answer through the case. But if there's more detail here that he did have some, you know, crap in his background, he said, whatever, just clean the toilets and dump the trash, you know. Then, oh boy, now you got a lawsuit. But yes, the initial woman they're talking to, and it's her bottle on camera and everything, and sounds like they traced it directly to him. Well, it's possible he was obsessed with this one woman, but odds are he's pissed off at all women because they wouldn't play with his pee-pee. But now, his pee-pee will play with them. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin.
Creeps and widows getting all creepy and weird. Sluts selling butts, them buttholes never sold. Dogs breeding like bugs, or rabbits or coat hangers. Killers killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? Oh, killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News. 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 News.
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Ohio sex worker had more than 200 clients while knowing she was HIV positive. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. Yes, an Ohio hooker allegedly had contact with more than 200 clients despite knowing she was HIV positive, and state officials are warning anybody who engaged in risky business with her to come forward and get tested. Linda Lasessis, 30, had contact with at least 211 clients, a little more than 200, from multiple states in the 2 years since January 1st, 2022, which is around the time when she took an HIV test and learned she was positive for the potentially deadly virus. Lasessis solicited most of those clients on Market Street in Marietta, a small city in southeast Ohio on the border of West Virginia. But the possibly infected people are believed to be spread across the East Coast.
This case could stem anywhere from Florida up the East Coast. There are local individuals that we will be reaching out to.
Washington County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy Mark Warden said in a press conference. Police have begun calling through known clients of Lasessis to alert them of the situation, and also are urging anybody else who may have had contact with her to reach out to authorities.
They're not in trouble. This is a public health awareness. This is not a scam,
said Warren. Anybody who may have been with Lasessis is asked to be brutally honest with officials. Marietta Belfry Health Department is a judgment-free zone with full confidentiality. Relatives of Lasessis, clients, and anybody who had sexual contact with them are also vulnerable to the risky business. Lasessis was arrested for soliciting sex on Market Street, after which police learned she was HIV positive and had known for more than 2 years. The next day, she was indicted for engaging in solicitation after a positive HIV test, a third-degree felony. Interestingly enough, if she had plied her trade in progressive California, she probably wouldn't be charged at all. Yeah, it's a nasty thing she did, but she had to make a living, and besides, you take one good look at her, and, well, you get what you paid for.
This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin.
A former TV weatherman has been arrested for allegedly making a secret sex tape and then threatening to release it. As cops warned, he could have more alleged victims. Josh Fitzpatrick? Josh Fitzpatrick. It Fitzpatrick? Who worked at 29 News in Charlottesville, Virginia, is accused of secretly filming his accuser during a consensual sexual encounter. God, she agreed to it, and then you pulled this stunt. Yeah, because he was like, man, that video gave me a chubby that went. That's what he told her. Yeah. Anyway, the alleged victim reported the incident in February, telling cops the 42-year-old meteorologist had subsequently extorted and threatened them. This might not be a woman. With the release of the clip, investigators said Fitzpatrick relocated to Ohio shortly after the probe kicked off. Oh, he thought, Ohio didn't have an extradition? Anyway, he was nabbed there with the help of Ohio law enforcement on Tuesday. Fitzpatrick was slapped with charges of sexual extortion and unlawful creation of an image of another. Wow. I mean, this is within the context of video and photography, right? I mean, what if he just drew dirty pictures of the other person? Would he be in trouble then too? I mean, police warned the former weatherman, he no longer in the field, who is in custody pending his extradition back to Virginia, may have more victims, and urged others to come forward. Well, once you get a search warrant of his stuff, provided he hasn't successfully destroyed it all, that if you got it on with this guy, odds are he has video of you. For whatever reason, I guess you just didn't have any money, so he didn't bother you with the blackmail. But this particular victim, man, woman, and we don't know. His former employee covered news of his arrest, but stopped short of releasing a statement. Now, come on. It's the responsible thing. Is that, hey, you just never know. What do you want from us? Yeah. Anyway, the outlet said he left his position at the TV station in early March. Perhaps because he knew the heat was on, and that was the deal. So the forecast looks to be some serious jail time. I don't know what the mandatory is. I mean, it varies from state to state, so I don't know how many years he might get for the extortion, in and of that. I don't know if he had just been caught with taking surreptitious images or videos of coworkers and whatnot and that sort of thing. I don't know what that runs. But he went the extra mile and said, if you don't want your family to see this, and interesting, I understand they protect the identity of victims in these scenarios and whatnot, but them. So, anywho, he's a bad man, and now he's gonna pay the price. Yeah, that's what the forecast says.
Just your need to take a walk down the street. While killers be killing and killing and killing and killing. There was some news. Where all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? There was some news.